On track, it is the juniors, the 100cc karts, and this is an even closer fight for the championship than in cadets. There are still, for my money, at least 3 drivers who can go for the title in the birelART junior category this year. Those 3 are Harry Graham, Callum Gunning and Scott Huntley. They are the 3 drivers effectively who are the closest in the mix, although it is not over and done with yet for Toby Baldry or for Nicky Taylor. Both of those 2 drivers still have a mathematical chance to be champion in 2018 with 2 rounds to go, and there is still every chance that that can happen. All they need is for the leading 3 drivers in the championship to have a bit of a humdinger of weekends over the next, 24 hours and then in 4 weeks' time, and they could get themselves right back into the hunt for the title. So the drivers coming out onto the circuit. Interestingly, only one of them has not gone out onto the circuit yet in the juniors, and that is the only man yesterday who did any practice sessions on slick tyres, and that is Toby Baldry. Now, they said to me yesterday, well, some people may have questioned our decision-making, sending us out on slick tyres, but we know what we're doing. We've got an idea, we've got a plan here, and we're learning as we go. So we do not think it is that bad a decision. And yes, they may have gained 7 seconds through their final session and was still at the bottom, but Toby Baldry's very confident this weekend. He's got a good feeling in the kart. Now they're sending him out, so he will be coming towards us very, very quickly, as you can see at the Stratford hairpin. There he is, Toby Baldry, just getting the kart up to speed. He is one of the 5 drivers in contention for the championship this year. But Nicky Taylor, who's been fast out of the blocks all weekend in kart number 4, is currently the man on the top spot in qualifying. Nicky Taylor has been hunting for his first victory all season long. There's Toby Baldry, the number 9, just running his way around the circuit. But Nicky Taylor in kart number 4, who is now heading out onto the back straight, is going to be a very interesting contender. Through the Bruno chicane he will go. So really good performance and a really good effort so far from the drivers here as we watch Toby Baldry go through a fast lap. So he's gone through Park Bend into Cafe Corner. Expect him to be fast out of the blocks because he's the only driver this weekend to have done any running prior to this qualifying session, not counting the warm-up, of course, on slick tyres. So expect Toby Baldry to have learnt an awful lot about the way this circuit dries. So he will go down the back straight, up towards the Bruno chicane. He'll go through there, out into the left-hander. You get on the brakes and power out carefully. Then back down the hanger straight. And as we see, as you go through the hanger straight, you'll then make your way towards Wilkins, through the hairpin. Still getting a little bit crossed up at sections. Harry Graham has just gone to the top spot. He is the championship leader on a 45.005. So a really good start. Battle still continuing on as Toby Baldry comes through, and his first flying lap is 1.4 seconds off the back of Harry Graham's, but it will get faster than that. And he will be challenging for pole position, no doubt, considering the way his form has been through the course of the season. So Harry Graham leading the way, Sam Cunliffe in second, Dylan Reed is third from Nicky Taylor, George Whitehouse in 5th position, who did every single session yesterday. He loves running in the wet, and as a result of putting in as many laps as he can in these conditions of cold and wet, he's actually looking likely to be one of the drivers at the sharp end for the remainder of this weekend. Then it is Tom Harvey, who of course was the runner-up in last year's cadet championship, stepped up to juniors this year and has been very strong ever since. Callum Gunning, who was fastest of all in juniors at practice yesterday, and of course started his campaign with 5 straight victories. So Callum Gunning has 7 wins total over the course of this season. It is going to be very, very interesting to see how these guys develop over the course of the year. George Whitehouse now up to 2nd place, just 0.048 behind Graham. That is Harry Graham you're watching now, the number 3. So they come towards them now, up towards the hairpin. And behind him in his wheel tracks at the moment is Joe Sheppy, a man who could really use a bit of good luck, actually. At the very start of the season, he had a very, very strong run and was looking very fast indeed at Landau. But he's had some difficulties through the course of the year, including some injury. He had an accident earlier in the year and broke his foot, unfortunately. So he's now on the recovery drive, and he's doing pretty good considering he's only 0.6 of a second away from Graham when we've still got a long way to go in this qualifying session. Let's not forget there is a long way left with 4 minutes remaining, or just under 4 minutes remaining. A lap of this circuit takes 44 seconds if you're Harry Graham, so there is still a long way to go. In fact, Graham's just done a 44.697, so that gives you a kind of indication as to where the pace can go. But Harry Graham, 0.3 of a second faster than anybody else at the moment, in front of George Whitehouse second, and Ben Gartside again doing well in qualifying. He's really strong over one lap, is Ben Gartside, but he never gets any luck at all in the races. We're looking at a couple of the drivers down the back straight. So Graham, Whitehouse, Gartside, Baldry and Taylor are at the top spot. Now there goes Reed into second, and there goes Taylor into third as they come through. We're just watching George Whitehouse now, the 114. He's come through and over the start-finish line, and he's chasing down Ben Gartside. Two drivers very quick already. Whitehouse has gone back into second place in the 114, and he's chasing down Ben Gartside, the 93. And you just watched Callum Gunning and Harry Graham going through. Now, who's that moving out of the way? That's Tom Harvey in the 124. He wants to get a good draft around the circuit. Already with a good draft around the circuit is Morgan Cole, the 74, who is hanging around the circuit. There they are. Morgan Cole and Joe Sheppy pushing each other around the circuit, and there is the 126 in there as well of Will Vincent. So Will Vincent, obviously one of the rookies in this brigade. We've got 4 of them out there this time. Will Vincent, Alicia Parmowski, Lewis Berry and Vijay Ramlal, and currently they are in that order in terms of the times, but all 4 of them have shown flashes of brilliant speed through the year. So expect here at Shenington, where speed is key, and straight line speed is obviously an absolute premium. See, the times are coming down now as the E-plate from last year, Sam Cunliffe, is now in P2. So Sam Cunliffe doing a good job. There's George Whitehouse in third position at the moment. So George Whitehouse running well as he goes on to the Hanger straight, through Hanger corner, and then up towards Wilkins. So this is a really good run from George Whitehouse at the moment, the 114, looking to be in third position. He feels really confident this weekend. He's gotten himself into a much better mode in terms of composure, and he is definitely a challenger for race victories this weekend. In juniors, it has been a really strong year for the battles, because we have 8 wins for Graham, 7 wins for Callum Gunning, and a win apiece for Scott Huntley, Dylan Reed and Sam Cunliffe over the season. Of course, they say you're only as good as your last race, and Sam Cunliffe was the winner of that back at Hooton Park, taking his 2nd win in birelART UK Series since his brilliant victory last year at this very circuit when we ran the E-plate. We're not running the E-plate in 2018, but there are reasons for that which will become apparent in the next 3 weeks or so. Not giving anything away, no secrets yet. You have to stick around with the birelART UK Series to find out what the big reveal will be. We'll certainly know in time for the final round of the championship. But there are big things afoot for 2019, and we're all very excited to find out how it's going to make things bigger and better in the 2019 season. There's Scott Huntley with the McLaren F1 colours on his car. He runs with a very brilliant sticker kit this year, which is paying tribute to 30 years since the great Brazilian Ayrton Senna won the Formula 1 World Championship in the McLaren MP4 back in 1988. So it's a great tribute livery. Oh, a little bit of jostling before we even get into racing. We're actually only in qualifying at the moment. And Harry Graham is currently running out in front of George Whitehouse, both on the road and on the timesheets, as we tick down for one more qualifying lap. Nicky Taylor's just gone second as the juniors are battling away, trying to get a faster lap time in, but it's difficult because they all want track position. But look at that, from the front to the back as Zach Parkinson comes through in 20th, 1.1 seconds, that's it. It's very tight indeed in juniors this weekend. 1.1 seconds covers the entirety of the field. As the drivers are starting to finish up, Scott Huntley will not be as happy as he could be with 7th place. He would be hoping to get a little bit higher up the grid than that. But here's Harry Graham, currently pole position on a 44.483. Can he remain there? He's going to need a really good final lap. He just took it a little bit too deep into Wilkins' hairpin. I'm not sure he's going to get a faster time. We'll see what happens as he comes through and over the line. And he remains where he is as Callum Gunning goes 3rd and Gartside goes 5th, right to the very end. The only other man who could take it away from him effectively is Tom Harvey, and he's gone 6th. Tom Davison about to come through as well in the 100, but I think he has already come into the pits. So, Harry Graham from Nicky Taylor and Callum Gunning. That is your top 3, and a very exciting battle it's going to be then in terms of the fight for the championship again in the penultimate round of the series here. Disappearing downstairs to grab a word with a few of the drivers. It's already been a really exciting qualifying session with some good performances. So we'll grab a few of the drivers as they come in. Hopefully we'll try and grab the top 3. But what an incredible performance from our juniors. 1.1 seconds covers the entire field. That is amazing. That's how close it has become in juniors over the course of 2018. There were a few drivers at the start of the year that were a couple of seconds behind the pace, but now everybody is within a second just about. Absolutely astonishing. That is the rate of development in the junior category in 2018 for the birelART UK series, and it really does show the quality of these birelART chassis, the IAMI engines, the Vega tyres, everything absolutely spick and span, ship-shape and Bristol fashion, and they are all on equal equipment, which means it comes down to the driver. And here at Shenington, the speed fest of a circuit that it is, it's very, very tough to tell these drivers apart. But that's a pretty amazing statistic. 1.1 seconds covers all 20 of them. Pretty astonishing performance there. So let's have a quick word with a couple of the drivers in the top 3. First of all, the man who's going to be starting the first race of the day from the front row. Let's have a quick word with Nicky Taylor. Nicky, really exciting qualifying, and it's showing that the pace that we started to see again from you at Hooton is still here at Shenington. This is going to be a great end to the season.
Yeah, I mean, Shenington's my favourite circuit in the UK, so hopefully we can get some wins here on my first ever. So, yeah, hopefully we can get the win, and this is my greatest chance ever, my favourite track.
You're a whisker away from pole position, so obviously everything is really, really strong coming into this weekend, and you relish these opportunities, you relish these sort of tight battles at the front end of the field. Do you know, have you already set in your mind where Harry Graham might be vulnerable at the first couple of corners of the lap, or are you just kind of making it up as you go? I'll
kind of try and hope to get into the lead at the first few corners, first hairpin maybe. But we're just going to have to see how it goes. If we get in the lead, just maintain it and just do qualifying lap after qualifying lap.
Terrific qualifying, Nicky. Well done, buddy.
Cheers.
Really, really exciting battle for pole position, and Nicky has done a fantastic job there to get onto the front row. Great to see the ultimate pace is genuine, and it's absolutely euphoric scenes at the moment from the Taylor family. They're really elated. They're really excited about the way things have gone in that session. For Harry Graham, it's just another day at the office, another great run in qualifying as he just gets himself onto the weighbridge, and hopefully everything will be fine as far as he is concerned. It's all fine and dandy. So let's have a quick word with our pole position sitter. Absolutely terrific performance. Let's see if we can grab a quick word with Harry as he gets himself out of the car. Well, 8 wins so far this year, Harry. Pole position for the penultimate round with a bit of a lead on Callum Gunning in the points. That couldn't have gone any better.
Yeah, that was pretty good to be fair. But yeah, haven't been able to do a good Shenny for because we came here twice last year. Never went right once, so hopefully it should be back to where we were 2 years ago. Because me and Tyrone in our first ever junior race, we just won by loads, so hopefully I can pull away and have that speed again.
So it's going to be a very interesting one, and Callum is going to be right behind you on that starting grid as well. I have a feeling that these are going to be 3 very intense races here.
Yeah, they might be, but might be able to get away. I don't know.
Fantastic, Harry. Well done, buddy.
Thanks.
So let's grab a quick word with the other man in the equation then as well. Second in the championship and third on the grid after a very strong qualifying effort in the last lap. Just as the Super Elites are about to head out, we'll quickly grab a word as well, hopefully with the 108 of Callum Gunning. So let's head over and grab a quick word with Callum. Callum, third position, not bad qualifying at all, and the pace is definitely there to take another victory or 2.
Yeah, hopefully. So we're struggling with the tyre pressure a little bit, but last lap felt really good and I felt like I could go for it, and yeah, we're happy with qualifying.
It's pretty exciting when the whole field is covered by a second, and to know that you're right up at the front of that, it must be a bit of a relief after all the hard work yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. Just trying to stay up there, just get some good points to the championship.
Okay, thanks, Callum. So obviously it's a very busy scrutineering section. We have to get moving fairly quickly, unfortunately. We'd like to have spoken to the drivers a bit longer, but it is very, very tight in here, so we need to make sure that we keep everything running smoothly. But good to hear from the top 3 drivers, and we're going to get to, I'm just getting a bit of a muck about with the staff. Apologies for that, just as well that wasn't filmed. We're going to see everybody. You're going to think the worst now. It wasn't as bad as all that. So now, trying to dodge the slight reverb, I'll head my way into the junior paddock where everything is already set to get going. The gate is already up, so I'm not sure how much time we're actually going to get before we have to go racing again. But all the drivers are set in and just about ready to go. There might be an opportunity for a word with a couple of the drivers in position. So let's have a quick word actually before he gets into the kart with Tom Harvey. Tom, it's been a really good season this year, and again, right up at the sharp end on these first 3 rows, but this is a circuit where overtaking is quite commonplace, so we should see you moving all over the circuit today.
That's the plan anyway.
So what's going to be the key factor here? Is it looking after tyres, or is it getting good track position?
Just try and get in the best position as possible, really. I think that's the best way to go about it.
Very good. Okay, well, hopefully it's going to be another strong day at the office for you, Tom. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Right, who else can we grab a word with? I think everybody else has pretty much got themselves into the karts, but one thing we have to... thank you for blocking my shot there, Tom, no problem. It's no problem. He's got a much harder job than me. We've got a very interesting challenge on the front row of the grid, of course. We have Harry Graham, pole position, championship leader as well, so obviously he's got a lot on his mind at the moment. This man, Nicky Taylor, this is a race where he could make or break the rest of his season. He wants to be in a good position here for the rest of the weekend. He's been chasing that first victory in birelART UK for a long time, and he's got a great chance of doing that this weekend. If he does, he's right in the hunt for the title. This man, Callum Gunning, obviously trying to stay with Harry Graham in terms of the points. Don't forget, he won the first 5 races of the season on the bounce. So when it goes good, it goes very, very good for Callum Gunning. This man, though, Sam Cunliffe, 4th position on the grid, and keep an eye on him. He's in the form of his life right now. 12 months ago at this very circuit, he won the E-plate, which you can see on the Nassau of his kart. But this year, he is really starting to prove that that was not a one-trick pony. He's been at the front end of the grid throughout this season, so keep an eye on him. Also, this man, Ben Gartside, his qualifying pace has been fantastic over the course of the year. And I have a feeling this time we could get some decent results to add to it. Obviously, we spoke to Tom Harvey, one of the top talented cadets from last year, moving his way forward. There's a lot of great talent on this grid, though. So many brilliant drivers to talk about. George Whitehouse, Tom Davison. These two have always been at the sharp end of the field whenever an opportunity presents itself. And it's always really good to see these guys at the front end where they deserve to be. You've also got Dylan Reed, race winner already this year as well. Always been very, very strong. Every time there's an opportunity at a race victory, he'll find that gap and he'll make the overtaking move. So as he makes his way through towards the top 6, expect him to be challenging for the win. And then, of course, there's this man. You can't count out Scott Huntley from the battle, always in that top 10. Perhaps a little lower than he would like to be, but that won't last long. He will be charging his way through to the front. And with the race win he's had already over the course of the year, coupled with how strong we know he can be, it's going to be really exciting to see how they go. So as the battle is obviously going to be a very interesting one. There's also races within races, of course, in the junior battle, because we have those 4 very talented rookie drivers as well in Will Vincent, Alicia Parmowski, Vijay Ramlal, and of course Lewis Berry. They're all going to be very exciting to watch in this race as well. The grid positions on your screen now. What an exciting battle it's going to be in the juniors this time, because of course we've got, for my money, I would count about 10 drivers who could win this first race. It is that close in terms of pace and in terms of overall performance. These guys really are very well matched. And in that top 10, I really can see all of them taking a race victory. Harry Graham from pole position with Nicky Taylor alongside him, gunning for that first win. Callum Gunning is 3rd on the grid along with Sam Cunliffe. Then on the 3rd row of the grid, we'll see Ben Gartside and Tom Harvey. George Whitehouse is there in P7 along with Tom Davison. So that's going to be an interesting battle between those two. And then, of course, rounding up the top 10, Dylan Reed and Scott Huntley. 2 formation laps around the Shenington circuit. The penultimate weekend of the 2018 birelART UK Series. And we're all across the internet today through the Downforce UK audio feed and, of course, through the live stream visual feed of the birelART UK Series Facebook page, as well as on Alpha Live's Facebook page, Kart Pulse, Karting Magazine, and the Downforce UK Facebook page, as well as Alpha Live's YouTube channel. Wherever you may be watching all over the world, do please send in your messages of support for the drivers. Toby Baldry and Jack Rigg on the 6th row of the grid, with the two rookies beside each other, Will Vincent and Alicia Parmowski, Morgan Cole and Dylan Brierley from Joe Sheppy and Lewis Berry, and then we'll have Vijay Ramlal and Zach Parkinson completing the grid. So the birelART UK Series Juniors about to get themselves underway. This looks like it could be a very strong start from the outset. So let's see how they go racing. Out of the final turn, it's a good formation. I think we're going to get off to a clean start straight away. And it is racing at Shenington. Perfect getaway. And immediately Nikki Taylor trying to come across and get the inside line to Harry Graham. Callum Gunning trying to keep the car moving around the outside to grab second place, but it's not going to happen. He's now having to fend off Sam Cunliffe as they make their way up to the Stratford hairpin for the first time. But it's Graham leading, Taylor second. Gunning trying to outfox him around the outside in the hairpin. That's not going to happen this time. So Graham leads the way, Taylor second, Gunning third, Cunliffe fourth. Then it's Gartside, a brilliant start from Ben Gartside. As up into P6 comes Tom Davison in front of Tom Harvey. And there's a spin in the mid-pack, unfortunately, at the chicane. That is Dylan Brierley. And everyone else has basically had to take avoiding action. So not quite the way he wanted his race to start, unfortunately. Just lost it into the hairpin. There were still some damp patches this morning around the circuit because of how wet it was yesterday. So Harry Graham leading. Second position, a big move on the inside from Cunliffe. Cunliffe gets the move there on Callum Gunning. So a really good start then from Sam Cunliffe. And Callum Gunning now drops to fourth position as a result. Ben Gartside next, then it's Davison. Then it is Harvey, Reed, Baldry, Whitehouse, Morgan Cole, Will Vincent doing brilliantly in 12th place. Then it is Huntley down in 13th, not having the greatest of starts. Then Jack Rigg, Vijay Ramlal, Joe Sheppy, Alicia Parmowski, Zach Parkinson, Lewis Berry and Dylan Brierley, as Cunliffe has dealt with Gunning once, but then lost the place. And now there goes Gartside. Gartside makes the move into the hairpin. So Gartside moving up into P4. Harry Graham and Nikki Taylor starting to disappear out front, as now Davison makes the move up the inside of Sam Cunliffe. Cunliffe gets right back on the inside of Gartside. Big braking lunge there. What a move from Sam Cunliffe. As he's being overtaken, he thinks, I don't think so, mate. I'm going to dive up the inside of the braking zone and get my fourth place back. Brilliant. That was really well read from Sam Cunliffe, who puts himself there into position. But Ben Gartside completes the move later on. So Gartside is there in P4. As they continue to tussle away, the juniors having a really good race here at Shenington. Tom Davison now tags onto the back of Sam Cunliffe. Will he make the move into Wilkins? He is thinking about it. Meanwhile, Dylan Reed behind him is making the move on Tom Harvey. So Dylan Reed is through into P7. Good overtaking move there as Toby Baldry now tags onto the back of the queue in 9th position. Through they come again. Harry Graham, Nikki Taylor, Callum Gunning, Ben Gartside, Sam Cunliffe, Tom Davison, then Dylan Reed, Tom Harvey and Toby Baldry. A few drivers down at the back after a few different incidents has caught out a couple of drivers down at the far end. The likes of Sheppy, Parmowski, Parkinson, Berry and Brierley are now off the tail of the field as a result of taking avoiding action in a few incidents earlier on. So now Graham, Taylor, they have broken clear. Gartside gestures to Sam Cunliffe. Come on, we can get Callum Gunning. We can catch him up. And I think Callum Gunning... Oh, that's Jack Rigg. So Jack Rigg has had a bit of a spin, unfortunately. He gets himself going again. But that's a bit of a moment on the exit of the Bruno chicane. And unfortunately, only Dylan Brierley has not overtaken him. And there's a penalty going out to Vijay Ramlal. I'm not entirely sure what that's for, but I didn't see anything untoward. So apparently Vijay Ramlal has been given some form of penalty. We'll try and figure out what that is for a little bit later, but he is down the order, unfortunately. Check out Gartside versus Cunliffe. This is getting pretty serious as they continue to duel away into the chicane. Gartside round the outside, hangs on. Brilliantly done there. And now Davison's got a beautiful run on Cunliffe, but he has to try and chop across to stop Reed coming through as Baldry dives up the inside of Dylan Reed, and he gets the place. So nicely done there from Toby Baldry on the inside of Dylan Reed. So he gets the position. Tom Harvey there, tucked up in the 1-2-4. As up the inside comes Tom Davison, making the bid for Sam Cunliffe. And that's allowed Baldry a whiff of Davison, and he gets through. Now, Toby Baldry was the only driver who went round the circuit yesterday on slick tyres. Everyone else did it in the wets. And he seems to have learnt quite a lot from doing that, the way that the track is drying out. So it's turned out not to be a silly move at all from Toby Baldry. He's doing an absolutely terrific job of it. So Harry Graham leading the way. A really strong start to proceedings and a very exciting battle thus far. So let's see how things continue. We're going to get an awful lot of progress from the drivers in this particular battle. Still, they race on. Sam Cunliffe now has Toby Baldry making his dive up the inside. He thinks better of it. Maybe he'll get the move into Cafe. But no, Cunliffe's going to make a very late dive on the inside of guard side. Again, Cunliffe leaves it to the last minute. I tell you what, I reckon he's been watching a few Ayrton Senna documentaries. He's been leaving these moves to the last minute, but they always pull off. And now guard side makes the move into the hairpin. And still these two are side by side, but Cunliffe gets him on the exit. Beautifully done. And now up the inside comes Baldry. Baldry gets through into the Bruno chicane. Very nicely done indeed. Really exciting racing. So here they come again, through to the hanger corner and up towards the Wilkins hairpin. So Cunliffe, Baldry, guard side. Next up it is Dylan Reid, then Tom Davison, an amazing squabble. The leaders are being completely outclassed here as Cunliffe desperately tries to hang on to fourth in front of Toby Baldry again. Tom Harvey side by side with Tom Davison. They come off the turn. There's a stationary yellow. There is a waved yellow flag at the hairpin. And Alicia Parmowski's pulling off right in front of me. That's a real shame. Alicia Parmowski with a mechanical failure. And that is Zach Parkinson out of the cart in the distance. You can see in the background, Zach Parkinson is out of the race. That is a shame. Already they were in dire straits, those two, having had a difficult start. But for Alicia Parmowski, I'm afraid it is game over in this first race of the weekend. That is a real heartbreaker. A real shame for Alicia Parmowski. Meanwhile, Graham and Taylor continue out in front. 1 and 2. Callum Gunning is third. Then it is this amazing battle for fourth. And Sam Cunliffe is gesturing to Toby Baldry as if to say, come on, what are you playing at? Now, I wonder, did Toby Baldry make the move under yellow flags? Is that why? Because Cunliffe has got him straight back again. So I wonder if Baldry suddenly realised, there was a stationary yellow there. I need to give the position back, which is exactly what he's done. Guard side is in 6th, 7th is Reid, 8th is Harvey. And 9th place, Tom Davison, just in front of George Whitehouse. Watch for Baldry. He's getting very hungry in behind Sam Cunliffe. Will he make the dive? No, Cunliffe's going to leave the door open for guard side to come through. Reid is going to be there as well. Reid trying to get there with side by side with Baldry. Baldry's lost some momentum. He puts his hand in the air. Tom Harvey decides better of it. And now Whitehouse could have an opportunity here on the inside of Harvey, but he's not quite deep enough into the apex as Scott Huntley has now caught up to the back of Tom Davison. He's going to try and make his bid to get through now into the hairpin. But he has to hang back, and Morgan Cole's going to try a late lunge at Scott Huntley. Hasn't made that one stick either. It's always brilliant racing in the birelART Juniors. They give us such entertainment, and they're at it again. Down the back straight once more. Here comes Baldry having another crack at Dylan Reid. This time he is right with him, trying to stick to the inside, but Reid has squeezed him out. Now he's kept the position, and now George Whitehouse there, just trying to get onto the back of Tom Harvey once again. Here comes Baldry having another go at Dylan Reid up the inside. Reid just carries the speed round the outside. Nicely done. And now Baldry again. Whoa, Tom Davison having a bit of an incident there with Morgan Cole. The two of them going a little bit deep, and the pair of them put their hand in the air as if to say, what are you playing at? Well, they can't both be at fault. Well, I suppose they can, but they're not going to accept that one is at fault over the other unless it's the other driver. So Graham and Taylor out in front, half a second apart. Gunning is third, then it is Cunliffe in front of guard side, and then this epic squabble for 6th. Toby Baldry now through into 6th position, ahead of Dylan Reid, but that man, Harry Graham, is on his last lap with Nicky Taylor 0.4 of a second back. I don't think Nicky Taylor is done yet. He's stayed with Harry Graham. He's not quite close enough to make the move yet, but if he's looked after those tyres, there is a chance he could nab him at the finish, and Harry Graham suddenly realised it. He suddenly sensed that Nicky Taylor's going for the win. Nicky Taylor's not far away from it. There's Callum Gunning. He's going to be third. Not a bad way to start his weekend. But this is all going to be too easy to tie up for Harry Graham out front. Into Wilkins for the last time. And Harry Graham is going to start his weekend in the perfect fashion with his 9th win of the season. Harry Graham has done it again. Brilliant race, fantastic effort, and a really stonking good drive there from Harry Graham. His 9th win of the year from Taylor and Callum Gunning. A great battle towards the end there from Sam Cunliffe in 4th. Guardside is 5th. Baldry in 6th in front of Tom Harvey and Dylan Reid. George Whitehouse and Scott Huntley from Morgan Cole, Will Vincent, Tom Davison, Joe Sheppy, Vijay Ramlal, Lewis Berry, Jack Rigg, And then Dylan Briley ahead of our two retirees, unfortunately, Alicia Parmowski and Zach Parkinson. Wow. Brilliant racing. Cracking battle. And let's go and meet the man who's got the job done in fantastic fashion. The first three in qualifying remain the first three in the race, but an awful lot happened before that point. So a fantastic end to the first race of the weekend then, and a brilliant race from our juniors. They really gave us some cracking entertainment. So let's grab a quick word with the man who has got the job done across the start-finish line. Let's have a quick word. Harry Graham. That was pretty exciting stuff, Harry, and it looked fairly straightforward. I'll bet it wasn't, though.
It was fine, really. I just managed to get a lucky start, but I've definitely not got any more pace over Nikki, so it was just lucky that I got such a good start, because we seem to be on the same pace, so if he's behind me, then we're going to be swapping places.
Well, that's what we want. I'm not sure it's what you want, but thanks very much, Harry.
Thanks.
Let's have a word with Nikki Taylor. Nikki, that was probably, in terms of raw pace, your best performance of the year. You really have a good package you can win with this time.
Yeah, I mean, it felt quick in that. It felt quick to catch Harry, but at the end of the day, he maintained the lead from the start, so I thought just keep care of the tyres and just wait in, because I looked behind and I saw Callum was quite far behind, so I just waited in for the tyres and just saved them.
Well, it sets things up well for the longer races later, because it proves that there's raw pace. You could be on the top step at least once over the course of the last two races.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can get the better of Harry in this next one, and then just win that, and then win the final, and yeah, just see how it goes.
Awesome, Nikki. Congratulations. Best result of the year. Well done.
Thank you.
Let's have a quick word with the man who's won several races, but is still very much in the hunt fight for the championship. Callum Gunning, third place today. It was very difficult, because once those two got away, it was very difficult to catch them back up.
Yeah, definitely. At the start, Sam got past me, which kind of put us behind Nikki and Harry. But we managed to get past him, and then by then, Nikki and Harry were miles ahead. So, yeah.
You're worn out, and I can understand that. I mean, the positive thing is that the pace is definitely there to win. If you can get as good a start as the first two and not have to battle with the guys trying to come past, then you could win races today very easily.
Yeah, definitely. Just got to try and be consistent, get good points for the championship, and just hope for the best.
Okay, good job so far, Callum. Keep it up.
Thanks.
Well, apologies again for the sound interference. Hopefully it's now all done and dusted. Let's move on. Time for the junior pre-final here at Shenington. It's going to be a really exciting battle with an awful lot of great racing to come. And obviously there's still a lot at stake in the junior championship battle, with so many drivers trying to fight their way through in this very close encounter at the front end of the field. Harry Graham versus Callum Gunning has been the story for most of the season, and it is Harry Graham who took the first win of the day in the earlier race, with Callum Gunning right behind him in third position. But Nikki Taylor was in between the pair of them, and he is threatening to take his first win in birelART Junior. And after Aidan Hassan has just pulled off his first win in the cadets, that's a nice omen for a new winner in birelART Cadet and then birelART Junior after it. So let's see what happens. The pressure is on for the leading drivers in the championship, of course. They want to make sure they've got a clean record. For Nikki Taylor at this point, nothing to lose, no pressure. Just get on with it as far as he's concerned. And he will be very, very excited to see what happens. There he is. Next up is ready in position. Sam Cunliffe, of course, 12 months ago, a winner here in the final. So that is obviously going to be an important part of his focus as the drivers are getting ready for the action in the junior pre-final. Oh, there's Toby Baldry. He seems to be nowhere to be seen in the number 9. Oh, there he is. Couldn't see him there, my apologies. I was looking at the screen. I didn't see you out the window. My fault, Toby. Observational as ever, Jake. What a muppet. Anyway, we're getting ourselves ready for the junior pre-final with all of the drivers ready to go. There's Ben Gartside. I've been really, really impressed with Ben all weekend, I have to say. His pace has been genuine, strong, and he's been very composed. He finally got a bit of good luck on his side there in race 1 to get the moves, get the deadlock, and get away, and sealed the deal in 5th position. Really good race from him. But all of these guys are going to be important factors. Dylan Reed and Scott Huntley, both very much race winners this season, of course. So both of them will want to continue that impressive form. But there's so many drivers in this field, riding high in terms of form at the moment. George Whitehouse and, of course, the 74 Morgan Cole, straight off the back of his amazing weekend at Hooton Park. He will want more. He was only 1 place away from the victory. So he's not far away from getting his first win. And the thing is, there was a massive amount of jubilation from the drivers in the paddock just a short while ago when Aidan Hassan took his first ever win in the cadets. A lot of genuine delight at seeing a new winner. It's always nice when somebody takes their first win in the birelART UK series. But there's a lot of drivers on this grid, birelART juniors them all, who would like to be the next one to break through and get their first victory. And there's several of them who can do it. I've said it time and time again. Anybody who starts in the top 10 to 12 positions in these races are genuinely contenders for the race victory. It is so close in terms of 1 lap pace. 1.1 seconds now covers the front of the field to the back, which is an astonishing achievement when you consider that there are 20 of them in the field, and they all have very differing levels of experience. So the fact that there's only 1.1 seconds covering them all is pretty phenomenal, actually. And that's a statistic I'm going to be very proud about going into the winter, and I will tell everybody. A second covers the field. And I've got proof. You see the times? Amazing. Really, really good to see that the form is so ridiculously close with all of these top talented drivers on the grid. There's Tom Davison, the 100, the Met Source kart. We'll keep an eye on him for this one because he's going to have some more great overtaking moves. He really showed his flair and his class in that first race with some good overtaking maneuvers, great battles. You need to have very strong elbows in this field. Just 1 place ahead of him in that race, and the leading rookie home, Will Vincent, finally getting to show what he can do in the 126. Will Vincent was finally in a position to really challenge. There's Joe Sheppy, the 123. He's another one to keep an eye on. At the start of the year at Landau, he had some really genuine pace to play with. So I have a feeling he's going to get that back again very shortly indeed. It's not going to be long before the gate is raised, and we're going to go racing again. This is really exciting stuff in the birelART Juniors. It's amazing when you look through the field and you can pick. You run out of fingers on your 2 hands to name drivers who could win the races here. It really does show the quality and the caliber, the elan of class within this particular field. There really is an amazing crop of talent. In terms of the race wins this season, well, Harry Graham has taken 9 wins over the course of the year to Callum Gunning's 7. Then, of course, it's been a win apiece for the likes of Sam Cunliffe, Dylan Reed and Scott Huntley. So it's been very, very closely fought over the year with several drivers in the mix. There's been some good podium finishes for a good handful of the drivers in the juniors as well. So we'll see some really exciting battles. And in terms of the results over the course of the year, the best finish for Toby Baldry this year has been a 3rd place finish. He's done that 5 times over the course of this year. So there's another opportunity for him to get to the podium. And Taylor, of course, has had 2 second place finishes now. One at Hooton Park last time out. And of course, this time out here at Shenington. But he wants to go 1 better. So let's see what happens as the drivers get themselves ready for the battle ahead. There is the 93 Ben Gartside. Keep an eye on him today. He's got a genuine chance of the podium. I can sense it. He's not far away from it. Callum Gunning, once the championship leader, now in 2nd position, still very much in for the fight. And when he starts winning, it's very difficult to get him to stop. But Harry Graham is currently the championship leader. 9 wins on the board. He could be on the verge of making it a 10th. So let's see what happens going into this second race of the weekend, the pre-final for the birelART Juniors. But this man wants to get his first win. Nicky Taylor, he's right in there. A great opportunity now to make it happen. And the number 4 is P2, his highest finish of the season. It will be a different story if he gets a good start. And this man, Sam Cunliffe, barely says a word to me in the interviews, but in terms of what he does on track, he speaks volumes. Really interesting to see what he can do with it. And potentially he could take his third ever birelART Junior win and his second of the season. Never count out this man though. Toby Baldry, very much in for the mix. Top 3 finishes 5 times this year. But I have a feeling that that top 2 finish, even the victory, is not far away. And considering he was the only driver yesterday who during the practice sessions went out on slicks and learnt an awful lot during that short period of time, he is one who can definitely make things happen if he gets the start he needs. So Nicky Taylor on the front row of the grid will head them out with Harry Graham. The whistle goes and it's time to go racing for the second time today in the juniors. Andy Coxover sees them as Megan waves them out of the pits. It's time to go racing again in the Junior 100 pre-final. So as the carts head out onto the circuit, here's your grid. Harry Graham and Nicky Taylor finished in the positions. The starting grid for this race, of course, is the finishing positions for the earlier heat. So that is where they will start from. It's going to be really exciting. Harry Graham, Nicky Taylor, Callum Gunning, Sam Cunliffe, Ben Gartside and Toby Baldry having a really exciting battle in front of them. Thomas Harvey and Dylan Reid on the 4th row of the starting grid with all sorts of great drama still to be played out on the Shenington circuit, with George Whitehouse and Scott Huntley hoping to fight back from the 5th row of the grid. They're not quite where they want to be, and they certainly have shown pace enough to be top 3. It's going to be a very tough fight to get back there. Morgan Cole lining up beside the ever-impressive rookie Will Vincent. Great to see Will Vincent doing a fantastic job at the moment. He wanted to prove he is the top rookie, and he's certainly doing that this weekend. Tom Davison and Joe Sheppy on the 7th row of the grid, with Lewis Berry fighting his way back to 15th in race 1, along with Jack Rigg. And then we've got the 4 drivers who ended up in dire straits through various different problems. Dylan Briley and Alicia Parmowski, 17th and 18th position on the starting grid. And then, of course, we'll have the difficult end to the races for the other 2, Vijay Ramlal and Zach Parkinson. So they will drop down to the 10th row of the grid, but both of them have the chance to fight back. The field is now gridded up in the 2 tram lines. Let's see if we're going to get a clean start. I think we are. It looks like it's going to be a good one. Yes, it is. We are away straight away, and Nicky Taylor trying to cut right across and takes the lead. Brilliant start from Taylor, and now Cunliffe on the inside of Harry Graham to move into 2nd. Nicky Taylor gets the start from heaven. That is exactly what he wanted, and now Baldry is going side by side with Dylan Reid as they head up to the Stratford hairpin for the first time. Nicky Taylor holding the inside line. That is exactly the start he wanted. Now he's got to try and hang on to the lead. He has so far. Cunliffe's gone with him. Graham in 3rd, Gartside up to P4. 5th position, that is the fast starting Dylan Reid in front of Callum Gunning, who's not got the best of getaways. So now they've got to charge down the straight through Hanger Corner. Is Cunliffe going to go for the lead immediately? Well, he's not able to just yet, as Nicky Taylor carries plenty of speed up towards Wilkins. So Cunliffe slotting into 2nd position. Nicky Taylor in the lead. So Taylor is your leader. Cunliffe in 2nd. Harry Graham is 3rd. Then it's Dylan Reid ahead of Gartside, Baldry and Gunning. So Gunning down to 7th. Then it is Huntley, who has moved his way forward, as have Morgan Cole and Tom Davison. They've gone into the top 10. So at the expense of a couple of drivers who have dropped down the order, unfortunately now, it is Harvey down to 11th, Whitehouse to 12th. Then it's Vincent, Berry, Sheppy, Parmowski, Parkinson, Ramlal, Rigg and Briley. So the field moves their way through the Bruno chicane. No major changes. Just a nice bit of jostling for position as we watch Gunning and Scott Huntley there, the number 6. The Ayrton Senna McLaren colours from 1988, celebrating 3 decades since his first world title in Formula 1. Up the inside, Harry Graham making the bid to go for 2nd position on Cunliffe. Cunliffe coming straight back at him. Very close indeed between those 2, and it's stalemate between them as Cunliffe hangs on to 2nd, but that has given Nicky Taylor a bit of breathing space, and that's exactly what he needs. So Nicky Taylor finally looking likely to be in the 1st position at the end of this one. He's got himself in the perfect start, and ever since then, it's all come out smelling of roses. Down the back straight. Taylor leads the way. Cunliffe 2nd. Graham in 3rd. Let's see what is going to happen from here on in. Dylan Reid closing up on them, trying to get his own way into 4th position as Huntley gets onto the tail of Callum Gunning with company from Morgan Cole. So Harry Graham again dives to the inside. This time he gets past Sam Cunliffe. Very good driving from Harry Graham, and further back, that's Baldry making the move on guard side. So he gets through into P5. So Baldry up into P5 as they come through Cafe Corner. But what a race we have on our hands now as Cunliffe again tries to get on terms with Harry Graham. If they continue to jostle away, then this could get very spicy up at the front end of the field. Dylan Reid is catching both of them. If those three start battling for second, Nicky Taylor is away and clear, and he'll finally get his first victory. So this is a very entertaining battle at the moment as they continue to jockey away at the front end of the field, but Nicky Taylor is your leader. Graham trying to drop Dylan Reid, who's now in third. Reid is up to third past Cunliffe. Baldry in fifth, guard side sixth, then it's Gunning, Cole, Harvey, Davison, Huntley down to 11th. Then it is Whitehouse from Vincent, Sheppy, Berry, Parkinson, Palmowski, Ramlal, Brierley and Jack Rigg. A really exciting race this is turning into, but now that Graham has dropped the battle for third position, he wants to get back on terms with Nicky Taylor. A second place would do for Graham, but he doesn't want that. He wants a win. Down the back straight. He especially wants a win if he's aware of the fact that Callum Gunning is down in about 7th position. His closest championship opposition, as Graham is getting closer to Nicky Taylor. He's got a good run off of Wilkins. He may get the move into the first corner. Here goes Graham trying to get out the inside, and he's there. Harry Graham takes the lead from Nicky Taylor. So Graham leading, Taylor second. Now if I'm Nicky Taylor, I'm going to sit in right behind Harry Graham and continue to go for the move. So they're going to run together as up the inside. Whoa, a big lunge from Dylan Reid as he slides around trying to hang on to the place. Meanwhile, Toby Baldry has got past Sam Cunliffe. He's in P4 now. So Toby Baldry looking like he could go for his 6th podium finish of the season. As they come down the hill, here they come through the hanger straight. That's Tom Davison chasing the back of the queue as Callum Gunning has got his hand in the air. A little bit irate at something Ben Gartside appears to have done. Didn't see anything untoward myself. And up the inside, Taylor's got the lead again. Taylor's got back through on Harry Graham. So Nicky Taylor retakes the lead as the squabble further back continues. But Nicky Taylor is your race leader now from Harry Graham. Reid in third, Baldry in fourth, and Taylor defending valiantly at the moment to keep Harry Graham at bay. They come off the hairpin once again, down the back straight, up towards the Bruno chicane. And Harry Graham just has to settle in for second for the moment, but if these two keep on swapping position, then the guys behind are definitely going to be a factor, and Graham suddenly realised that. Checks over his shoulder. Dylan Reid isn't far behind now. Nicky Taylor holding and protecting that inside line, likewise Dylan Reid. So Graham's going to get a good run off the hairpin. He's going to get alongside Nicky Taylor again, and Reid takes the lead. Brilliant dueling between these two. Dylan Reid in third, Baldry in fourth. 5th place for Sam Cunliffe. Then it's Gunning who's managed to get back past Gartside. Then it's Morgan Cole from Tom Harvey and Tom Davison. Scott Huntley 11th from Whitehouse, Sheppy, Berry, Parkinson, Palmowski. Vincent all the way down to 17th, unfortunately. Not sure what's happened to him in this race. Then it's Ramlal, Rigg and Dylan Brierley. Some great racing. That's what's happened to everybody in this race. The field is still covered by 10 seconds at the moment. As Nicky Taylor tries again on Harry Graham. Watch out, Dylan. You've got Toby Baldry on your 6th. And Nicky Taylor sweeps back up the inside and retakes the lead. So Nicky Taylor back into first position, holding the inside line from Graham, trying to keep the speed all the way through. But Nicky Taylor is back in front. So Nicky Taylor leads. Harry Graham second. This is going to be about timing, this race. How they're going to make the overtaking moves and where they're going to position the car to get there as Baldry makes the lunge for Reid. Is that through? Yes, it is. Toby Baldry into P3. So Toby Baldry makes his way further forward. That's another place made up for Toby. Well, if there are drivers who are potentially going to get their first ever win in the juniors in this race, it might not be Nicky Taylor. It might be Toby Baldry. He has got a chance now. He is right in the mix. They've got a good setup in the car. They obviously knew something we didn't about the conditions yesterday. They wanted to put slicks on in the wet just to get a better understanding of how the track dries. And I have a feeling that Toby has been able to use that to good omens this morning. Further back in the field, we've got a lovely battle as Tom Davison pulls up a cracking move into Cafe Corner. And up the inside for the lead. That is Graham on Taylor. And is that move done? Yes, it is. But Toby Baldry's close enough to Nicky Taylor to challenge back. Nicky Taylor's going to go straight back up the inside of the Bruno chicane. He drifts wide. and still protects it, but Baldry's got an opportunity. He's going to work with Nicky Taylor. They're both going to take on Graham. Taylor through, Baldry through. Brilliant racing. That was well read by Toby Baldry. He realised there was a chance to go for the win there if he made it work with Nicky Taylor. Fantastic. And now Graham suddenly finds himself down in 5th because Dylan Reid's up to 3rd. Cunliffe is up to 4th. So now, with 2 minutes and 17, plus the additional lap, it's anybody's guess in the top 5 as to who's going to get the victory. And don't forget Callum Gunning in P6. He won the first 5 races of the year. He's now a factor. This race is properly unpredictable now. Taylor leading, Baldry second. Neither of them have taken a victory in birelART Juniors before. Reid is 3rd, Cunliffe in 4th, 5th is Harry Graham, 6th is Callum Gunning. The inside, Dylan Reid still protecting that 3rd position at the moment from Cunliffe. Not an opportunity yet for Graham, although he's going to get a chance on the exit. And Baldry's going to go for the lead on to Nicky Taylor. Nixter hangs on the inside line as Cunliffe sweeps back past on Harry Graham. So the top 3 are going to get away and clear at this rate. Watch out for Dylan Reid. He's not done yet either. Cunliffe protects to the inside line. So Taylor leading, Baldry 2nd. Dylan Reid 3rd. Cunliffe still protecting from Harry Graham in 5th with 6th place Callum Gunning. This is going to be such a tight race. The junior fight is going to go right to the wire as they come up towards Wilkins once again. 1 minute 16 on the clock. Up the inside, Dylan Reid's going to leave it late. They go wheel to wheel, him and Baldry, and that's given Nick Taylor just a little bit of space. Could that be the deciding factor? Nicky Taylor's gone through and got a bit of space now. So Nicky Taylor leads. Dylan Reid 2nd, Baldry 3rd. Cunliffe is 4th. 5th position is now Callum Gunning in front of Harry Graham. So the 2 title rivals go to battle in 5th and 6th position. Ben Gardside still there in 7th. Morgan Cole leading the charge of cavalry behind. Oh, terrific. Morgan Cole now going wheel to wheel with Tom Davison. Davison's going to get up the inside. Beautiful move from Davison. He gets through and into P8. Meanwhile, Callum Gunning in front of Harry Graham, now going after Sam Cunliffe, trying to make the move for the inside line as Dylan Reid tries to shake off Toby Baldry. And by my mathematics, we've got 2 laps to go as Nicky Taylor leads the way. Here goes Baldry up on the inside of Dylan Reid. He's through. Gunning's making the same move on Cunliffe. Cunliffe goes straight back for him and Gunning runs out wide. Gunning is livid with that one. But there was no contact. Cunliffe just determined to make sure he didn't get through. And Harry Graham back up to 5th as a result. So Nicky Taylor leads the way by 0.8 of a second. He is a lap and a half away from his first ever win in birelART Juniors. Dylan Reid looks like he's going to be too much of an assault on Toby Baldry to challenge Nicky Taylor for the victory. This may have finally come together. Still a great battle all the way down the main straight. The racing's going to be tight going into this last lap, but it is now time to end it. The last lap begins for Nicky Taylor. He has the lead. It's about 0.8 of a second on Toby Baldry. Baldry is trying to drop Dylan Reid and get after Nicky. Is this finally going to be the moment? Nicky Taylor is another one, very similar to Aidan Hassan, who's been waiting an awfully long time for his first win in birelART Junior. As Harry Graham now gets up alongside Sam Cunliffe to get through on the inside. Can he get 4th? He's going to battle up the inside. Cunliffe defends on the way back out. Harry Graham may get a run down the hanger straight. But for Nicky Taylor, there is no need to wait any longer. The monkey is off his back. He's coming through. Nicky Taylor wins in birelART Junior. At last, he has done it. Brilliant. Toby Baldry, his best result of the year and his best result in birelART Junior in 2nd place. Dylan Reid is 3rd, and the party can begin for the Taylor family. At last, there it is. The win is Nicky's. That's been such a long wait for Nicky Taylor. We've got a day of firsts on our hand here at Shenington. First, Aidan Hassan takes his first ever win in birelART Junior. And now, Nicky Taylor does the same. I want to go down and talk to him, but if I do, the sound is going to break up. But the celebrations are already in earnest down here. Nicky Taylor's absolutely elated. Finally, it's done. Excellent. A brilliant result. And such an amazing drive, a hero's drive from Nikki Taylor. Absolutely sensational. Oh dear, I'm getting all emotional myself here. You're watching the best bits of it back on the live stream. Right behind me, I'm seeing Nikki Taylor and Mum embracing. And Daddy's come in for the big hug as well now. At last. Totally and utterly deserved. He fought for that one with every fibre of his being, didn't he? Some good racing through. Scott Huntley caught out a little bit there in the battle, as you saw. Harry Graham making the moves all the way through to battle with Nicky. But once he got clear, once he got the break, he was never going to lose that. Very satisfying moment. And the euphoria is pretty wicked down here at the moment. Excellent. That's a very satisfying result. We've got 2 new winners in birelART this weekend. Aidan Hassan gets his first win in cadet. And now finally Nicky Taylor gets his first win in birelART Junior. Brilliant drive too from Toby Baldry. Let's not forget that in second position. That's his highest ever finish in birelART Junior. And the victory is just 1 race away now, surely, on the front row of the grid. But that's what it meant to Nicky, finally. 18 months of grueling hard work. And he's a winner at last. We've only just caught our breath back from an electric cadet final, and now we're going straight into the birelART Juniors final, which very similarly to the cadet final has a new pole position starter for the final. Nicky Taylor, having taken his first win in birelART Juniors. It's been a long time coming, but that reputation is here to stay. He's there on the front row of the grid alongside another man who's looking for his first win, Toby Baldry. And this could be the race that he gets it done. He's built himself up all the way through this weekend. Top 5 pace, worked his magic in race 1, stayed solid, fought his way to second in the pre-final. Maybe this is the race that he could beat this man, Nicky Taylor. He's done it before, but never for the victory. This is a very entertaining race. And of course, the championship contenders, Harry Graham and Callum Gunning, find themselves down in 5th and 7th on the grid for this one. It's who is in 3rd place after another solid run through the field. And considering that he has taken a final victory this year, he knows how to get it done. So has this man, Sam Cunliffe, took the final victory last time out, of course, at Hooton Park after that epic victory in the battle with Morgan Cole. This man could bring a bit of a surprise, and I would love to see him on the podium. Ben Gartside, he's not far away from it. The 3rd row of the grid, not a bad opportunity there. Here are the 2 championship contenders, 3 and 108. Harry Graham and Callum Gunning. They have shared most of the victories between them this year. But this weekend, it is going to be tougher than ever to keep that sort of pace. 9 wins for Graham, 7 wins for Callum Gunning. And they will head to the season finale ever so close. This man could pull it off, Morgan Cole. There's a good chance to see whether he can get to the podium again. After his brilliant run a few weeks ago at Hooton Park, he could get there once more here at Shenington. And Scott Huntley, always in the fight and always pushing for the absolute maximum. It's time to channel that centre energy from the livery of the kart. There is Tom Harvey, always a threat for the victory. It will come. It's just a matter of when rather than if. Tom Davison, very strong in the latter stages of this season. Had a few bad luck moments, take some decent results away from him, but you cannot underestimate his genuine pace. He is one of the front runners. Joe Sheppy alongside him. Ever since Landau, he's been trying to get that sort of pace back again. And this time, it looks as though it's being paid off. The results are being gathered in with each race that comes this weekend. He's climbing his way forward. And these two together, actually, on the same row of the grid, Zach Parkinson and George Whitehouse, frustrating races for the pair of them in both of those races, but the pace is definitely there for all to see in terms of getting themselves back up the order. Zach Parkinson, disappointed in the first race originally, but his fight back has been superb, and it won't be long before he's knocking on the door of that top 5. It could happen in this race, it's long enough. Leading rookie again, Alicia Parmowski alongside Dylan Brierley. Good to see those two fighting their way back after a difficult start to the first race. And both of them have come up the order. Alicia Parmowski there, the 125, obviously bidding along with the likes of Sean Berry, William Vincent and Vijay Ramlal to walk away from the 2018 season as the leading rookie. Speaking of Vijay Ramlal, there he is, alongside Sean Berry on the grid. Lewis Berry on the grid. My apologies. I got so many people over the course of the season with the surname Berry. Apologies, Lewis. Never mind. See you in court. Lewis Berry in the 80 on the starting grid, and he's had many an opportunity this year that he has seized with both hands, Lewis Berry, to be the leading rookie over the grid. And Jack Rigg, the 116. Frustrating start to the weekend, but again, he has shown that one-lap pace is definitely there. It is incredible when you consider how close these guys are. The 126 there, Will Vincent, had a brilliant first race. Showed to everybody that not only is he the leading rookie, he's a top 10 contender. Got caught out with some bad fortunes in the pre-final, but he will fight his way back. He is definitely one of the drivers to watch for as the leading rookie in this one. He'll fight his way back for every opportunity. But when you look through this entire field of drivers and think that they are covered by just 1 second over one lap, that's pretty incredible, isn't it? I struggle to put my shoe on in 1 second. And these guys can all come across the line in exactly the same heartbeat, pretty much. Absolutely fantastic. The time for talk is over, though. The battle is about to recommence for the last time this weekend and for the penultimate time this season. birelART Juniors once again will go to battle as 20 of the best young teenagers in motor racing are going to go to battle around Shenington. Here we go again. The engine revs will rise and they will duel for supremacy once again. Visors down, let's go for a shindig. 2 different winners from the first 2 races. Harry Graham and for the first time, Nicky Taylor. Are we going to see a 3rd different winner from the birelART Juniors final? They swarm out of the pits en masse, and we are ready for an absolutely epic duel in the birelART Juniors 100 final. This is going to be pretty sensational. So let's see what happens. Nicky Taylor and Toby Baldry. Before this weekend, neither of them had won a race. Now Nicky has, and Toby is within a hair's breadth of it. Dylan Reed and Sam Cunliffe on the 2nd row of the starting grid. Harry Graham on the 3rd row beside Ben Guardside, with Harry Graham's main opponent for the title fight, Callum Gunning, starting P7 on the grid, alongside the ever-feisty Morgan Cole. And then rounding out the top 10, of course, it is going to be Scott Huntley alongside Joe Sheppy. My apologies, Tom Harvey alongside Scott Huntley. Joe Sheppy will be on the 6th row of the starting grid. And he will line up, of course, alongside Tom Davison, who will start from 12th. Such a great battle in birelART Juniors this season. It has always been incredibly electric. They form up on the way to the Bruno chicane. So we've had a win for Nicky Taylor. There's been euphoria, there's been joy, there's been delight, but there's also been wry smiles in the Baldry camp. They know that they're in this for the long game. They could come away with their first ever victory. Behind the top 6 rows, we have the likes of George Whitehouse and Zach Parkinson, Dylan Briley and Alicia Parmowski, with Vijay Ramlal, Lewis Berry, and then on the final row of the grid, it will be Jack Rigg and Will Vincent. Keep an eye on this one. This could be one of the toughest races of the season in birelART Junior 100. They come off the final turn. The formation is good. Hopefully it's going to be a strong race. Start. It is, and away we go. And straight away, Nicky Taylor bolts for the first corner. He gets there. Baldry solidifies 2nd position as they get into the braking zone. It's a spin for Lewis Berry, and up and over goes Will Vincent. Will Vincent goes over the top of him. Jack Rigg gets in the mix, and Vijay Ramlal manages to avoid them, but he spins in the process. So that means there's only 1 rookie in the leading pack, and that is Alicia Parmowski. So the battle begins, and Morgan Cole's made a beautiful dive for Ben Guardside to move up into what is P4. What a start from Morgan Cole. Absolutely terrific. As Jack Rigg and Will Vincent have got going again. Sadly, it looks as though Lewis Berry has not. And for the lead, Toby Baldry gets Nicky Taylor at Wilkins. So Toby Baldry gets into the lead. They come down over the main straight once again. Toby Baldry in front of Nicky Taylor and Sam Cunliffe, who's broken through to 3rd. Up to 4th now has come Callum Gunning in front of Morgan Cole and Harry Graham. Then Dylan Reed, Ben Guardside, Thomas Harvey in the 1-2-4 is next. Then it's Huntley, Davison, Sheppy, Palmowski, and Taylor makes the bid for the lead at the hairpin and gets there. But out of the turn comes Toby Baldry. And Sam Cunliffe is going to try and get on the inside as well. Nicky Taylor dives back for the lead into Bruno chicane and gets there. And Cunliffe is going to try and outfox them both. Down the straight, 3 wide. Cunliffe is going to knit up the inside. Oh, squeezes them both out. And into the lead goes Gunning. Into second goes Morgan Cole. Brilliant opportunistic driving. That was sensational racing. That one's a proper highlight. That's a season highlight as Nicky Taylor gets back on the inside of Sam Cunliffe. Baldry down to 5th and Graham in 6th. So now Callum Gunning leads the way, and when he gets into the lead of the race, it's very tough to take it from him. Ben Gardside now tries to dive up the inside of Tom Harvey, and that's not going to happen. Not for the moment, at least. Gunning, Cole, Taylor, Cunliffe. Graham is behind Toby Baldry. Reid is in 7th, 8th is Tom Harvey, 9th is Gartside, and in 10th place, that is Scott Huntley. What an amazing race this is turning into. Absolutely brilliant as Dylan Reid gets back on the inside line there of Harry Graham, and they duel for position once again. Callum Gunning leads the way. Baldry dives at the inside of Cunliffe and tries to make the move. There's a warning that's gone out to Nicky Taylor, I do believe. But Callum Gunning is your race leader in front of now Nicky Taylor. And a warning for contact from Toby Baldry. Not sure where he's supposed to have made contact. I didn't see it myself. But Callum Gunning leads the way. Nicky Taylor 2nd, Morgan Cole 3rd. Clearly, now that Nicky Taylor has figured out how to win a race, this is going to be a bit like an angry, hungry man trying to break into the fridge. It's going to be difficult to take it away from him. Up to Wilkins once again. And this is going to be absolutely electric for the next 11 minutes between these guys. They will continue to duel. And Callum Gunning's got Nicky Taylor all over him. Gunning a little bit twitchy through turn 1. He made a bit of a mistake there. So Nicky Taylor is now right back on him. Morgan Cole is in 3rd position. So Morgan Cole really starting to have a good race here. And up the inside, Harry Graham tries to go for Dylan Reid. And that doesn't quite work out in his favour. A hand in the air for Morgan Cole. Cole is not happy because Cunliffe and Baldry have both got through. And I think that might have been through a little bit of a nerve into the hairpin, potentially. I didn't see anything, but that is my blind spot, unfortunately. And up, is that a change for the lead? Is that Nicky Taylor back in front? Yes, it is. Nicky Taylor makes the move on Callum Gunning and gets back into the lead, but Gunning's going to get him straight back again through turn 1. Cunliffe is now 3rd, 4th is Baldry. Reid has a crack at Morgan Cole for 5th, but doesn't get through. Harry Graham might get Dylan Reid on the way out of the turn. But this is proper racing in the juniors as diving up the inside of Cole. Dylan Reid goes for the move, and I think Graham has got the both contact! Harry Graham's gone with Morgan Cole! That's blown the championship wide open! Morgan Cole's terrific race ends, and Harry Graham is down to the back! That has blown this championship fight completely in half. So Callum Gunning is now 2nd with Harry Graham down to the back, and this could make the championship open up completely. Nicky Taylor now in 2nd. Another victory for Taylor could bring him right into the fight. This championship is going down to the wire at Wilton Mill. Callum Gunning leads it. Taylor 2nd, Baldry 3rd now in front of Cunliffe. So still we have this immense, unbelievable fight for the championship, but it comes at the bitter expense of Morgan Cole, who easily had a fight for victory there. Such a shame. Yet again, bad luck goes against him. So Gunning is your leader, Taylor in 2nd place, Cunliffe is 3rd, and Baldry in 4th position in front of Gunning in front of Taylor, Baldry and Cunliffe. Then it is Dylan Reid in front of Gartside, and a penalty is being applied to Harry Graham. Harry Graham is being given a penalty. Wow. The officials have obviously decided that whatever it was that caused that incident is at the fault of Harry Graham. Yellow flag still flying as a result of Morgan Cole's cart being removed from the scene of the accident. So no overtaking into Stratford hairpin for the moment. But it doesn't make the pill any easier to swallow for Morgan and Bod Cole. Up the inside, Nikki Taylor making a very late-minute lunge on the leader at Wilkins. They are still side by side, and watch out! Here comes Toby Baldry up the inside of both of them. You let him get through. Baldry to the lead. Superb! Now, that was a bit more like it. Nikki Taylor and Callum Gunning shuffling away for the lead of the race, and they completely forgot how close Toby Baldry was. Now Cunliffe makes the bid to get past Callum Gunning. This race has so many twists and turns, it's like a Dan Brown novel. In through Bruno chicane once again, off onto the hanger straight. And down they go once again. Cunliffe gesturing to Callum Gunning. Come on, let's get away from Reed and catch up to these two again. But the way Toby Baldry has been responding to these moves, he could be in the box seat here. But there is a long way to go. Toby Baldry has never had a better opportunity to win a final in birelART Junior. It would be a wonderful moment if he could get it done. And I will apologise forever for 24 hours ago smirking when he went onto slick tyres in the wet yesterday, because that move has definitely paid dividends, because he's learnt the circuit in all circumstances and conditions. And that slick running in the wet yesterday might just have given him the upper hand. Now Gartside is leading the next train. This is for 6th position. Tom Harvey trying to come through. But Scott Huntley and Tom Davison are proving to be very tough adversaries. So as the top 5 continue their battle, these guys are having a pretty neat move, and Tom Harvey up the inside for P6. Good overtake there from Tom Harvey to get himself up the order once more. That was very nicely done indeed. Well, Graham has continued, but he is now in 15th position, and he is likely to get a penalty. Well, he already has a penalty, we know that for a fact. So a very exciting end to the weekend for juniors, but Nikki Taylor has caught right back up to Toby Baldry. So it looks as though it's not going to be long before he makes the move. Toby Baldry's shut down his attack for the moment as they come off of Wilkins. Baldry still leads. Nikki Taylor in 2nd position. Lots of fingers crossing as Harvey gets a little bit wide at Wilkins, and that's enough for Scott Huntley to get through. Tom Davison has got Joe Sheppy to the inside. Nice move from Sheppy there. Very good overtake into Park Bend. So Sheppy having a really good comeback drive here as well. And he is now right into the mix of the top 10. Sheppy finding himself in P8 there, so he's running very well indeed. But Baldry is your leader. Nikki Taylor in 2nd place. Dylan Reed is 3rd. 4th place is Sam Cunliffe. And here they are, Callum Gunning in 5th position. So Gunning in 5th, his main title protagonist Harry Graham is 15th. And up the inside, Nikki Taylor takes the lead from Baldry to Wilkins. That is Taylor once again back in front. So Nikki Taylor takes the lead, Toby Baldry trying to come right round the outside to set him up for a move into Cafe. But Dylan Reed has outfoxed Sam Cunliffe and got through into 3rd place. Sam Cunliffe's got back onto the tail of Dylan Reed. Now what's Baldry going to do on Nikki Taylor? He's going to wait. There's still 4.5 minutes of this plus the additional lap. He doesn't want to push it too hard. Into the Bruno chicane again. Nikki Taylor still leading. Toby Baldry, Dylan Reed, Sam Cunliffe, and in 5th is Callum Gunning. Down the back straight. Still they duel and jockey the position. Down into the hairpin once again. Trying to make the dive at the inside. Dylan Reed goes for broke on the inside of Baldry and gets there into 2nd place. Good work from Dylan Reed. Now there's going to be a squabble for 4th as Callum Gunning has already made the move on Sam Cunliffe and got into P4. It's any one of these 5 who could take the victory, and behind them, up into P6, has come Scott Huntley. Huntley's made the moves and has gone into 6th ahead of Harvey, Sheppy and Davison, with Zach Parkinson now up into P10. So Cunliffe is now going to be side by side with Gunning, but Gunning has got through. So no problems at all there for Callum Gunning to hang on in front of Sam Cunliffe. But the battle for the victory is going to be very strong. Toby Baldry again lining up Dylan Reed, but he doesn't want to make the overtake yet. He wants to get Dylan Reed into the path of Nikki Taylor for the move, and Reed takes the lead. Dylan Reed gets into 1st position in Wilkins. Nikki Taylor's going to try and come straight back at him into the 1st corner, and he's there. Now Toby Baldry can now get into the toe. Gunning is riding behind him. The top 5 jockeying for position means that the battle for 6th through 9th could still have a crack at the top spot. Nikki Taylor defends to the inside. Callum Gunning locks up on the inside of Toby Baldry. They run out wide. And Sam Cunliffe's going to get the run on Toby Baldry. No, he's not. He has to hang back. So Nicky Taylor leads, Dylan Reed second. Gunning is now third from Baldry and Sam Cunliffe. Here comes Dylan Reed up the inside of Nicky Taylor for the lead of the race. Nicky Taylor trying to squeeze him. Dylan Reed holds the place. Nicky Taylor still alongside. Gunning for the inside of Nicky Taylor. Gunning into second place. Baldry manages to lose the place, unfortunately, to Sam Cunliffe. But with 3 minutes to go, it's like there's 1 lap to go. Taylor for the inside of Gunning. Has to hang back. Now tries for the undercut as they come up towards Stratford Hairpin. Down to the braking zone again. Up on the inside. That's a late move from Sam Cunliffe on Nicky Taylor. But can he make the move stick? He does, and Taylor goes wide. Taylor goes out wide. So Cunliffe is through. Baldry is through. And no, there's contact! Contact between Taylor and Cunliffe. Baldry's gone round the outside. And that means that there's just 2 of them left for the lead. Dylan Reed versus Callum Gunning. What a shame. It looks as though the win will not come the way of Toby Baldry or Nicky Taylor. But this could be the battle for the victory now. Callum Gunning versus Dylan Reed. Gunning on the inside, gets past Dylan Reed. But it's not game over yet. Baldry is third, Huntley is fourth, Taylor is fifth from Harvey, Sheppy and Davison. Now Sam Cunliffe has got going again and he's out in front of Vijay Ramlal. Meanwhile, Harry Graham is charging forward. He's up to 11th place now. So he's got to keep up the pressure because his main championship rival is now second with Dylan Reed in the lead of the race. So Reed having got back past Callum Gunning. This is a very intense battle between these two now. Gunning tries again. Long way round. Dylan Reed tucks up under braking. A little bit of a twitch on the inside of the Wilkins hairpin. And as they come off the line once again, here comes Callum Gunning round the outside. Dylan Reed making it very hard on the inside line to protect. But if these two keep holding each other up, Baldry and Huntley are going to get back into contention. And Callum Gunning knows it. He just checked over his shoulder and he knows that they are close. Close enough to be a worry for certain. They're only 2 seconds back at the line. I think they're closer than that now. I would say it's a second and a half. A warning for Callum Gunning now for contact. Clearly they didn't think his move on Dylan Reed the last time was particularly slick. But Nicky Taylor is now trying to hang on a 5th position in front of Tom Harvey. So he now knows he's got a victory in his pocket because that can't be taken away from him now from the pre-final. But with 3 laps to go, anything can happen as Gunning makes the move and gets back past Dylan Reed. So Gunning takes the lead once more. Dylan Reed in second from Baldry and Huntley. Toby Baldry is not going to give up though. The gap is still 2 seconds as up the inside Dylan Reed makes the lunge on Callum Gunning and gets the place. There is still 2.5 laps left of this race. It could still go anybody's way and Toby Baldry is absolutely charging in 3rd position. Do not count him out yet. He is right there for the hunting. Dylan Reed leads it, Gunning second. Gunning trying to come round the far side at Wilkins. Dylan Reed protects to the inside line. Baldry able to get closer under braking. Gunning now setting him up for a move as they go into the last lap of the race, in fact. Here goes Gunning, up the inside, takes Dylan Reed. Nicely done for the victory, but Toby Baldry's now right with them. We're not done yet. We are not done yet. If anything, we are just getting started in the last lap. As Gunning protects to the inside line, Dylan Reed's trying to hang it to the outside. Toby Baldry's got the ideal line. Dylan Reed gets Gunning on the undercut, and he's going to be swept by as well. Gunning going to try and come back for the inside of Dylan Reed. Baldry tries to get through, and he has done. He's side by side with Huntley, but Huntley is through to the lead. Huntley is through to the lead. Baldry in second. Taylor on the inside now to take second. Toby Baldry so nearly got his first win. Taylor now on the inside of Huntley. Watch out, guys. Who's going to come on the far side? It's going to be Nicky Taylor side by side with Baldry. Who's going to get there in the line? It's Taylor. Taylor by 2 thousandths to Baldry. Unbelievable the last lap. That was the most intense final lap I have ever seen in birelART. I don't believe it. By 2 thousandths of a second, Nicky Taylor takes the final. 3 laps ago, it looked like it was all over, but Taylor gets it by 2 thousandths of a second. Unbelievable. Oh, let's watch the highlights of that one back. There are scenes of jubilation and euphoria down here, and I'm not surprised. So many sweet moves. This is the latter stages of the race. as Toby Baldry caught them up. Can you hear the euphoria behind me? The celebrations have started down here, but this is how the last lap unfolded. Gunning protecting, Baldry getting the switchback. This is how it all unfolded. Dylan Reed went for the move on Gunning. Baldry went with him, but Gunning was not prepared to come second best, and he just died for the inside. The pair of them were annihilated. Baldry had the lead at that point, but he just couldn't go anywhere but into Reed. Huntley swept by. Nicky Taylor dived for the inside of Baldry, got the move, nicely done, saw a chance, went for it, up the inside, banged wheels with Huntley, but they got the draft. Now here comes Toby Baldry. Absolutely amazing. If the finish line had been 4 feet further along, Baldry would have won his first race. Unbelievable. And Tom Harvey, through all that, finished up third. What a final lap. Well, what it means now is that obviously Callum Gunning finishing down in 14th. Harry Graham is 7th after all of that, but he will get a penalty. So again, the championship comes down to the wire at Wilton Mill. I have never known such scenes of elation and excitement in the birelART Junior paddock. It's unbelievable. Goodness me, Nicky Taylor just looked like he's won the lottery for Christmas. Amazing. Absolutely terrific. Isn't it amazing? You wait ages for a victory and then two come along at once. Brilliant. Nicky Taylor by 2 thousandths of a second. The victor at last in a final.